have said at the previous part of this video that at easy mode everything is easy to the point that it will become non-understandable whether this Valkyrie character is actually strong enough or not. If they are strong enough, then you must need to use them at 1.75, because at 1.75 the enemies are gonna become hard, and hard enemies are gonna be very difficult to beat. Okay, so up to this point is completed. Now let's talk about the buff. Now when it comes to the buff, you will see that the most strongest buff are actually at the below. So you always select this one. Why? Because the thing is, this one can be activated by any of the Valkyrie characters. So this is point number one. And because this is point number one, you should be using this as much as possible. Okay, for this. Okay, now if you do see that Ignite is not available here, then obviously selecting this one is not going to be good. Now you have to understand that not every character in this game can perform Ignite, but they can perform Bleed, Frozen, or Paralysis. The Ignite part is the only one which is not available here. If the Ignite is not available here for your recommended Valkyrie character, then using a different topic is going to be an important one. For example, using active weapon is going to be a lot more useful than this one. Okay, and also activating this one is also going to be useful. Okay, these two are going to be a lot more useful. Now you still have 10 points left. Now what are you gonna do about these 10 points? Now here is the thing. If you want to use this ultimate or burst mode, okay, which will increase the damage, then obviously you can select this. Now another 5 points left. Now with another 5 point less 5 point left, you can basically select this. So if you cannot select the bottom two one, then you can select up to this 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, this is gonna be a lot more useful. But if you can select them, the one which are at the below, then it is going to be a lot more beneficial, because the overall damage output is 20%, which is about 40%. Okay, now for this character here, this is not a range character, it is a melee character, but it can perform, this character can perform paralysis. Okay, this is why I'm gonna select this one. Okay, now the second one is, since the 20% is gonna be on range character, obviously I cannot use this. For example, if I were to use this on let's see, the character called here it is. So let's say that I do use what should I call this? This character, Elysia. Yeah, I forgot. How can I forget her name? Anyway, so for Elysia, okay. So for Elysia, since Elysia is a range character, using this bottom one and using this one is gonna be a lot more useful. But since I'm not gonna be using Elysia, what is important is to use something else. Okay, from that point of perspective, using a weapon active is going to be a lot more important, because it will basically increase the overall damage output by 15% for 5 seconds. Okay, now obviously you have to understand that this is going to be different for every type of Valkyrie character. For Elysia, this two is good enough. Okay, or let's just say for this one is going to be good enough for every range character. This one is going to be good enough for any character that can basically perform bleed, frozen, paralysis. Okay, this one is going to be very useful for characters that uses their weapon active, sorry, they use their weapon activative skill a lot more often. Okay, so those are the thing. Now obviously do remember again that you must need to be using 1.75 as a testing ground. Okay, now after you have done that, the following thing you have to do is to select the Valkyrie characters, and sorry, not this one, I guess. You have to select the support Valkyrie character, and then you have to select the signets. Now, because Kevin and Gresho are going to be the main target, obviously you should try to get them. Okay, so from that point of perspective, I have already selected these two. And as for the utility characters, okay, for support characters, that is, I have selected these two. Now it doesn't matter whether they are left or right. For my keyboard purpose, I have selected this one first, because this one is a has a cooldown of 40 seconds, and this one has a cooldown of 50 seconds. Okay, so anyway, that's that. And as for this one, I have selected this one. I have selected this one because this one is going to be useful because of HP recovery. Okay, So let's start. Okay, let me lower the volume of the voice acting. Okay, okay, done. Okay, now here's the thing. Now the first thing is when you are going to be selecting a certain code, you have to understand that this knife, fork, and spoon guy also did a recommendation of which one you should be selecting. Now for this character here, Rita Rosewise, Rita Fallen Rosemary, Fall Fraser is going to be the first one which you should be selecting. So let's see which one is Fall Fraser. This one. Okay, good. I think I should lower the volume even a lot. Okay, here it is. Okay, now the question remains is which one have I selected? I have selected Kevin. Since Kevin is not available, I suggest that you restart. Why would you restart? Because the thing is when you basically refresh a state, your refreshing capability is gonna go down. Now the maximum refresh you can do is up to 3 times. So yeah, that is definitely another point you have to remember. That why you should try not to reset at the beginning part of the game. This is the reset. Do not use this as much as possible. Now the one which I've selected is gonna be the Kevin. Okay, because the Kevin one is gonna be the most important one for this character. Now after you have selected that, now after you have done all of this, the thing you have to understand, you have to give them their proper materials. Obviously physical character can't do elemental damage and elemental character can't do physical damage, and the character which I've selected is a elemental character, so I chose the elemental damage. Okay, now afterwards normally this thing doesn't appears all the time, but if it does appear, then select it. Okay, otherwise I suggest that you, if this doesn't appear, then go for the next Kevin code. But since this has appeared, let's enter. Okay, okay, done in 26 seconds. Okay, now which one should I select? Obviously you should try to select the following manner. If this one didn't appear, then you have to select this, but since this one has appeared, I'm gonna select this one, Nocturne. Okay, now afterwards obviously I'm gonna have to enter this place because I need at least 3 Kevin signet to activate Kevin core. Okay, so now since I have actually got bonus. Basically speaking, I